It's certain that we have only one day to go of fasting for this year's Ramadan, and I'm so incredibly excited for my choice for iftar today. I tell you, for someone who's been on a journey to try to make healthier choices for what they eat, I've been having a lot of fun. I've had fun because even though at the start of Ramadan I embarked on a journey where I did want to make really much healthier choices for meal choices for both iftar and sahur, and tried to cut down on what I eat, I made sure that I made choices that I really, really enjoy. I mean, there are very many healthy foods that I really enjoy, and I wanted to kind of focus and concentrate on that. That's what I've done thus far. So today I've chosen one of my favorites. I love fish. For those who know me and those who have watched any of the videos or followed this journey, they know that I absolutely adore fish. So I have grilled fish today. I'm so excited about this meal today. It's more or less a continental dish, or a mixture of continental dish, but I really am very excited because it's one of my favorites. I love fish, any which way you serve it to me. So I've got grilled fish today. Oopsie daisy. Put that over here. Yeah, I've got grilled fish today. So I've got my grilled fish, just one fillet of fish over there. I'm just so excited about it. And together with my grilled fish, I've got boiled sweet potatoes. I did want to have roast potatoes or something of that nature, but I decided whatever potatoes I was going to have, it would have to be boiled as opposed to it being grilled or any grilled roast or anything like that. So I did settle on having sweet potatoes. I do understand that sweet potatoes are a lot healthier, but whether it is or not, I made sure that I just boiled it. It's just boiled sweet potatoes that we have here. So I've got it together with Brussels sprouts. Now I know a lot of people don't like Brussels sprouts, and growing up a lot of my peers really did not like Brussels sprouts, but I've always liked vegetables. I've loved broccoli, asparagus, but my favourite has always been sprouts. So I've never had a problem with eating sprouts. Unfortunately, whenever I was in Nigeria, we don't really have access to much sprouts. So it wasn't really something that was included in my diet in Nigeria. But whenever I was abroad, I always made sure that I included Brussels sprouts in my meals, and I introduced my children to it as well. So, you know, they did kick and scream, they fussed. I mean, they didn't take to Brussels sprouts the way I took to it when I was younger. But, you know, I think I've forced them to like Brussels sprouts. They're so used to it now that they can eat it. So I've got my Brussels sprouts together with my grilled fish and my sweet potatoes, and I'm so looking forward to this. And of course, I thought of making some white sauce to go with this, because I know some sort of a gravy or white sauce would go very nicely with it. And without a gravy or some sort of a sauce, it would be somewhat dry. So I did think of making a white sauce, but you know, the way I make white sauce I think is a bit fattening. So I settled for the next best thing, which is tartar sauce. I absolutely love tartar sauce. I don't know whether my love for fish has something to do with my love for tartar sauce. Of course, anytime you're served fish in restaurants or any of the places that I've been to in the hotels abroad, they've always bought tartar sauce to accompany the fish. So it's almost like I don't want to eat fish if it's not made the African and Nigerian way. Any sort of fish that I'm having outside the African recipes used, I've got to have it with tartar sauce. So I've got tartar sauce here. I did not make this tartar sauce, so I cannot speak for whether it's fattening or not. But I've got just a little bit of tartar sauce. I've also put together a little bit of garlic sauce. Like I said, I wanted to have it with like white sauce or something, but I didn't really know the way I might make my white sauce is really quite fattening. I'm not going to say what I use because it is very fattening, and I'm kind of trying to get away from that. So I've got some garlic sauce here, and together with that, I put also some chili sauce in the middle, only because I like chili. And I know there's not going to be, I put black pepper, of course, but black pepper does not have that kick that chili sauce has. So I put some chili sauce there in the middle, just a little bit. And if I want to have a little bit more flavor or a little bit more of that kick, I can eat it together with my chili sauce. So that's my iftar, and I'm really looking forward to this. And then together with my iftar, I'm taking beetroot juice. Now, I adore beetroot. I've spoken about my love for beetroot in the past, and I've made several juices that have beetroot in. But this one is just pure beetroot juice. It's just pure beetroot. And I love it. I love beetroot. In fact, I was going to have the green juice together with my fish. But I just, because of the way the beetroot looked after it was juiced, I just thought, no, this is what I'm going to have. I've even put the straw in here. You can tell that I'm ready to just start sipping that beetroot juice. So I've got that, and it's very healthy, of course. And together with that, I've got my sparkling water. Now, we know enough to know that this journey is not complete without sparkling water. So I've got that together with my fish. So that's going to be the full of my iftar. I did think of putting a little bit more sweet potatoes, but having a look at it, with the way I know that my stomach has adjusted to the smaller meals that I've been having during the course of this Ramadan, I think this is going to be enough. If I need anything more, I've still got some sweet potato in the kitchen, and I'll just bring that and add it and maybe just have a little bit more. I think I've got some more Brussels sprouts in the kitchen as well, so I can just have a little bit more of that because I love sprouts anyway, and I love sweet potato. So that's my iftar. Really, really, really looking forward to that. And for Sahoor, this is actually what I am, the piece that I'm going to eat for Sahoor. I think normally when I make like sandwiches or salads and I'm having that for Sahoor, I do mention that it won't, the one that I'm using to make the video will not be the same one that I use to eat during Sahoor, because I would prefer to wake up early and make it a little bit more fresh. So today I've gone back. I think I've had moi moi only once during the course of this Ramadan, and I really, really like moi moi. What moi moi is, for those of us in Nigeria who know, but for those who don't know, moi moi, or in Hausa we call it alale. But what moi moi is beans. So what we do with the beans is, I think they call it in English beans cake, but it's steamed beans cake. There are two ways of making beans cake. One of them is fried, so that makes it into akara, or in Hausa we call it kose. The other way is to make it moi moi. So this is steamed. So inside here, and it's been made inside the leaves that they make moi moi in. So normally you can have it with so many different varieties. Sometimes I make moi moi in like tin foils. In like tins, not tin foil, sorry, in tins. Sometimes I make it also in I wouldn't say polythene bags. I make it in bags. I can't remember the name of the bags now, but sometimes I make it in bags, and then sometimes we make it in the leaves. I personally enjoy the ones made in the tins, but I also like the one made in the leaf. I'm not the one who made this particular one. It's a very, very good family friend of ours who's she's an expert in cooking. Her name is Grace. She comes from Edo State, but she is an expert in cooking, Grace is. And there's nothing, I don't think, if Grace boils water for you, you know that's going to be some good tasting water. She's just got that hand for cooking. So she made this moi moi, and I know I'm going to enjoy it. I know inside she put a lot of crayfish in, and she also put some egg, boiled egg. I'm not really too big with having any boiled egg inside it, and I'm not really big on having like kidney or liver inside my moi moi. I know some people might enjoy it with that. I prefer to have my moi moi with crayfish, and then after grinding the crayfish and putting it in the ingredients to make the moi moi, I also like to have full pieces of crayfish put in there. It's incredible when you put that in there. That's the kind of moi moi I make most of the time. But Grace made this for me. I'm going to put this back into, not the fridge, I'll probably put it in the microwave, or just put it in a dish and cover that up. And then early as the morning, wake up and heat that in the microwave and eat that. My green juice for today, because we know this is still a green journey, my green juice for today is, I think it's going to be incredible. It's a different recipe that I used today. Today I use broccoli, I use spinach, I use cucumber, I use parsley, I use a bit of coriander, I use some kale. And I didn't use, did I use cucumber? Yeah, I used some cucumber. So this is a little bit different because we don't have cabbage in there. I've not put pumpkin leaves in there, and I've also used broccoli, which is not something that I've used in the past to make green juice. But I think I'm going to enjoy this. I smelt it after I made it. I've not tasted it yet because it's not yet time for iftar, but I did give it to someone to taste, and they said they actually really enjoyed it. So back to the vegetable-based green juice for me today, and this is going to be my iftar and sahur for today. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to. I'm going to relish it. I'm going to eat it really, really slow, and because I love moi moi, I know I'm going to enjoy my sahur as well. So happy iftar to everyone. I'm just going to get off this video now because I think it's almost time for iftar. So I will go and perform my ablution, get ready and wait for the call to prayer, and then come and pray, and then come and dig into my lovely, lovely iftar. So happy iftar to everyone. I hope to see everyone for the last day of Ramadan tomorrow.